Hello and welcome to the show. So today we're going to try and answer one of the biggest motoring questions, I guess, and that is, what is better, tuner cars or muscle cars? I'm going to try and do this without annoying everybody. I shall be driving the muscle cars. Daniel, you've got the tuner cars, and we're going to try and have a fair test with both old school muscle cars and with the more modern of muscle cars. Now we're going to start off here at Road Atlanta. This was a track which I picked. Basically because it favours the muscle cars, hopefully. I am driving the bright orange Hemi Cuda, 425 horsepower from a big V8. It does weigh quite a lot, 3,800 pounds, but yeah.
As you can see, I am in the I'm driving a 1971 Nissan Skyline GTR. This is quite a lot less horsepower, 214 brake, 170 pounds-feet torque, but it weighs a hell of a lot lighter than your aircraft carrier. So in the corners it should be a lot more nimble, but on the straight obviously it will have a slight disadvantage.
Off the line, normally people would assume that, the muscle car is the better, I guess, drag car. But basically I sat there wheel spinning. There was so much power and torque. In fact, this has near enough 500 torques, which is roughly the same as a Hummer. I lost a load of time from the start. You got very sideways through there. I wasn't expecting it to be quite that
I did get sideways. It's just because of the skinny little tyres. I mean, it's a lot better in the corners than yours. Your one just rolls about like just jelly. Yours can't stay rigid. But because this has got so skinny little tyres. Also, I would like to point out this has been upgraded. The Skyline is upgraded to the PI of the muscle car. So
yeah, both these cars are equal PI. As you can see, coming down that hill though, the muscle car body roll is horrendous. It looks a lot worse than it actually is to drive. I mean, if you sit, I have the camera on the bonnet view, whatever you want to call it, and it feels like you're on a boat, you're going to get seasick. But actually, when you drive, it doesn't affect the handling too much. I mean, of course, the Skyline is much faster around these corners, but the muscle car isn't terrible. It's not brilliant, but it's not awful. And then, of course, we come onto the straight, and this is where the Skyline sort of starts to struggle. Down this part here, it's fairly neck and neck. And the minute we get into fourth gear, the Hemi Cuda is just gone. Although
that was the only problem. When you get past about 100, the Dodge just goes and that's it. You can't really do much else.
By the way, but yeah, you know lots about cars.
I knew that.
Yeah, braking for this last corner. Yeah, the muscle car has brakes made of tissue paper. It doesn't really work very well. But it did kind of get stopped. I was being a little bit, I guess, late with the brakes.
Ambitious.
You had the lead for a corner.
I had a massive tank slapper.
And how are you managing to do this? You did this with the Mazdas in another video, like last week's video.
I don't know. I honestly don't know what happens. Whether it's just the skinny little tyres, I've no idea what it is, but I just can't... I'm just bad at driving. I think we could just come to that conclusion, really. I just can't control cars.
Yeah. Through here, thank you for being a sensible driver, because that would have been a big crash through there. You cannot fit two cars wide through there. You just cannot do it.
Especially... that. No.
Yeah, especially not when you've got a muscle car that, kind of flops about through the corners. However, it is looking quite good for the Cuda. I think we were doing a 3-lap race, maybe. I can't even remember. We did this a while ago now.
I think it was a 3-lap race. Yeah, it was a 3-lap race. It was surprisingly close. I was genuinely surprised.
I mean, of course, the muscle car is always going to have the advantage with this straight, with part of the reason why I picked Road Atlanta. But around the corners, yes, the Skyline is going to be quicker. And there is no ways about it. And you've gone off, and that's going to be an easy run.
I have gone off. Yes, that was it. That was sort of that was the win for you, which was quite annoying because I had like a massive lunge and just failed completely. Yours is still rolling through the last corner.
Yeah, it's horrendous dodgy through there. So there we go with the classic tuner and muscle cars. It was a win for the muscle cars. Now, Daniel, it's time for you to pick a track. And we're going to bring some modern cars.
Obviously, now we're going to bring, like I said, we're bringing in some modern cars now. Obviously, I picked tuners, Alex picked the muscle cars. I decided to go for something a bit more interesting. I went for Fujimi. This is Stage B, I think. It's the yes, I do hate you at the moment. Yes. Yes, this is Stage B. It's the longest one, I think. I've got a Nissan 370Z, quite a lot more, about 330 brake horsepower, and it's a heavy chap, but it's still pretty good handling in the corners. You've bought just the...
I've bought a Mustang Boss. This is 440 horsepower. It's only a little bit more than the Hemi Cuda, which surprised me. Off the line, and still the tuner car beat me to the first kind of corner, maybe more of a kink in the track. It was a lot closer that time though, and I had to kind of yield because the wall was there.
The wall was
again,
sort of...
it's just wheel spins, and there's so much wheel spin from these muscle cars, which went off the line. It was struggling. Of course, the muscle car is going to be quicker in a straight line, although there aren't that many straights through here. However, I was really quite surprised in that after the first few corners, I'm still right there behind you and holding on.
I was surprised as well. Yeah, I was genuinely surprised. I thought, well, this is going to be an easy win for me, but this is about a quarter of the way up, and you're still behind me only by about 50 foot, which I was genuinely surprised at. I just thought you'd be in just over the cliff somewhere. I thought you'd just given up. But it's surprising.
Yeah, both these cars are A-class. They're both low A-class. The Mustang has a slight PI advantage, but it's not a huge amount. And considering the track we're on, we weren't really thinking the Mustang was ever going to keep up. But here we are. This is quite... I can't remember how far into the race this is now. But yeah, things were really quite close here. In fact, I even got so close I may have given you a bit of a nudge around that corner.
Just a slight nudge, but no, it's fine. This is where you struggled a bit here.
Yeah, I got it wrong through this corner, like completely, which kind of ended up making me drop back. I think it's about 200 foot behind, which kind of annoyed me quite a lot because now we're coming up to the one bit of the track in which the Mustang would have loved. Here we go, onto the straight, and I'm now too far back to do anything, which is quite annoying. This corner up here, I hate this corner so much. You were brave on the brakes, and I was even braver, and somehow the Mustang stopped.
You managed to get it perfect.
It has brakes made of metal or carbon. I don't even know. What are the brakes on a Mustang?
Metal?
Anybody know? I assume
yeah, I think they're metal. Comment.
It's
you must comment.
I can't imagine it's got ceramics or carbon fibre brakes. But it managed to stop quite well. I was amazed actually how well it stopped. But I am running very short on road here, and I'm not going to catch you. And this is the last corner.
Was a win for me.
I closed the gap towards the end, and I'm going to scrape the wall a little bit there. But there we go. There's a win for the tuner car. So conclusion-wise, it would be pretty useless again this week.
Yes, we haven't been very informative.
Though I think is the conclusion we're going to come to. The muscle cars are inevitably going to be faster in a straight line. It's just the way they are, and around the corners, of course, the tuner cars are going to be better. Overall, though, they are both very, very close. Actually, if you know what you're doing, they're very close. In lap
if
time.
You do know what you're doing, you can tune. If you know what you're doing, you can tune a muscle car to be very quick around the corners. I think with the older tuner cars, the muscle car was hindered quite a lot in the corners, whereas obviously the Nissan was a lot better in the corners. But now with modern muscle cars, they've still got a lot of power, but they can actually go round a corner fairly decent. I mean, the new Dodge Viper. That's a really good handling car. It's got a 7-litre V8, whatever it is.
V10s and everything.
Is it a V8?
V10. No, V10s,
it's a massive car, and it still can go around a corner. So it shows that they've improved a lot.
Yeah. So yeah, that is it for this video, guys. Hope we haven't annoyed too many people with this, because I know what people are like on the internet.
We do apologise.
But yeah, there we go. That is it for this video, guys. So thank you very much for watching. As ever, if you have challenges you want to see us do, leave them in the comments, and we'll have a look through them, and we'll probably pick one of them. But yeah, until next time, goodbye.